So, the bride says, I do. Now what? First, congratulations. Now the real work is to begin. This has to be my favorite part of the process, the wedding download. This wedding download is a kickoff meeting where you get to have open and honest conversations about everything that the client dreams and hopes for. Learn about their favorite colors, their biggest fears of the day, and even family nuances during this time. I tend to do this over dinner as it helps establish trust, and dining always helps me determine the kind of client that I have. Are they ordering chicken tenders? Will they have the filet? Are they the kind of person that's nice to the waiter? Is the couple even nice to each other? All these things you can observe during the download. And be sure to ask a couple questions like, would you consider yourself type A, or are you more laid back? How important is it to you that your wedding start on time? Describe your perfect wedding day in one sentence, or what's your favorite piece of furniture in your house? All of these open-ended questions, alongside the basics like guest count, budget, style, can help you to forecast the relationship that you'll have moving forward. If they say they don't care about starting the wedding on time, it's likely that when you get to wedding day, the wedding will start a couple minutes behind schedule. If they consider themselves type A, you can bet your bottom dollar that this bride's name is going to be in your inbox even more often than you would think. For a full list of questions, feel free to visit your notes, but I want to take you to Aisle Planner and talk about what the notes section will look like for a post-wedding download. Post-download, I take all of these notes and I put them into the notes section of Aisle Planner, and then I begin to establish the client's tasks. The more tasks that you assign to your client, the busier they'll be and the less micromanaging they'll do for you. Using Aisle Planner, go to the task section and just customize this to fit the client's timeline and their desires. And the clients that I have really enjoy when I add things in like date night or birthday celebration. It shows them that I care and that their needs outside of the planning process are important to me. Once established, Aisle Planner will literally send email reminders to you and your client about all of the upcoming tasks so that you'll always be on track. Now let's talk about vendors. I like to think about my vendors as a football team. Everyone on the field is necessary to win the game. So ensuring you have great vendors who like to play nice with you and your bride is really essential. While you're waiting for your clientele to build up, consider creating a database of sorts, literally of every single vendor in your market so that you can easily identify vendors at the drop of a dime without going into research mode every time you get a new client. Vendor relations is literally imperative to building solid relationships. And that these are the kind of relationships that you want where you don't have to draft a formal email or fill out an inquiry form. You can simply call your favorite rental company or shoot your favorite florist a text. Good vendor relations is key and can be built in several ways. First, start with a proper meeting. First impressions matter just as much with your bride as it does with your vendors. Ask vendors in your market for coffee or set up a time to meet them in their office to check out their inventory. Say hi to them at local networking events, or even better, be their number one fan on Instagram. The best way to ensure your clients have access to the best vendors in the market is to surround yourself with the best vendors first. Second thing, over-communicate. Once you book your vendors, be sure to over-communicate your needs in a super professional manner. Ensure they have the payments, the forms, the timeline ahead of schedule. Send them a friendly text the day before the wedding, letting them know that you're super excited to work with them, and hell, even take their Starbucks order. Establish yourself as a professional vendor who is a joy to be around. Third thing is gatekeeping from difficult clients. I have a clause for brides and vendors. I am the middleman for all vendor relationships, so no meeting or contact should be made from my bride to my vendor or vice versa without me. If this happens, I let both of the parties know that they will be responsible for communications and deliverables moving forward. So if the bride begins to contact the florist directly on inspo and contacts and counts and forgets to mention that there's all of a sudden an extra bridesmaid, it's no longer my responsibility as both bride and vendor are out of clause. Gatekeeping really ensures extreme accuracy and consistency, and for the vendor's sake, it helps in the case of a rogue or irate bride. We'll talk about those types of brides a little later. In the meantime, set this as a really strong boundary. And for vendors who contact your bride without you, don't work with them ever again. They do not respect your time, your talents, or your expertise, and can cause you to look bad to the client even when they're the ones that messed up. Fourth thing is to say please and thank you. Post-event, I always send a thank you email to every vendor on the team, from venue to photo booth, thanking them for their time, telling them what I liked about working with them, confirming the ETA on their deliverables, refunds or credits, and asking for a review if they liked working with me as much as I liked working with them. Doing this ensures that they know that you were a joy to work with. They're more likely to respond quickly and help you look like the hero the next time you inquire for your other clients. Thank you so much for tuning in for this episode. Let's go on to the next chapter.